present here for celebrating nationwide science outreach mega event Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate. Science is revered everywhere. During the National Science Week, as the nation commemorates Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, it will culminate in a grand valedictory function which will coincide with the National Science Day celebrated on 28th February in remembrance of Nobel laureate Sir C.V. Raman's path-breaking discovery. As Dr. C.V. Raman said, ask the right questions and nature will open the doors to her secret. The government of India is paying homage to its freedom fighter through various initiatives. As a part of the process, Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate, a week-long program, is being held from February 22nd to 28th simultaneously in 75 locations in the country. And we are very proud to share that CSIR NBRI has been chosen as one of these locations in the country to celebrate this mega event. The government's various science and technology organizations, in partnership with Vigyan Prasar and agencies at the state level, are celebrating various achievements in the field of science and technology over 75 years. Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate celebrates science and technology and aims to inspire India's youth and help them navigate into building a progressive nation. Bringing to the fore stories of people in science and their achievements, reinforce the commitment of the scientific community towards the economic and social development of the country. It also highlights the work being done by the research and development organization from across the country. Now, I would like to invite the chief guest to the today's function, Professor Pramod Tandon, with a request to come on the dais and occupy the distinguished chair. I request our director, Sir, Shirke Sir, and Sharad Sir to accompany the chief guest. I would request Professor S.K. Barik, Director CSIR NBRI, to welcome the chief guest with live plant from a garden at CSIR NBRI and shawl. To make this day a blessed one, let us start by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom for seeking the blessings of the Almighty. For the same, I would like to invite our admirable director, sir, to accompany our highly regarded chief guest, Professor Tandon. I also invite all the dignitaries for lighting the lamp. I would like to request Pratima and Paushali to come on the stage for presenting Saraswati Vandana.
जय जय देवी चराचर शारे कुच युग शोभिता मुक्ता हारे वीणा रंजिता पुस्तक हस्ते भगवती भारती देवी नमस्तुते
या कुंदेन्दु तुषार हार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावर दण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः निशेष जाड्या पहा.
Thank you, dignitaries. Thank you, Pratima and Paushali. Now I would request all the dignitaries on the dais to raise the digital curtain and release the flyer to announce the function open. Anji. Now I would like to request Dr. Sharat Srivastava to brief us the genesis and details of the program. Sir.
थैंक यू. आदरणीय प्रोफेसर प्रमोद टंडन सर, CSR NBRI के निदेशक बारीक सर, शिर्के सर और इस सभागार में उपस्थित सभी सम्मानित अतिथिगण, विज्ञान सर्वत्र पूज्यते, विज्ञान के इस महापर्व में आप सभी का हम सादर अभिनंदन करते हैं. जैसा कि अभी आपको बताया कि एक आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव हमारे देश में चल रहा है, उसी परिप्रेक्ष्य में पूरे देश भर में विभिन्न लोकेशंस पे विज्ञान से संबंधित, विज्ञान पर आधारित 7 दिन का एक महापर्व किया जा रहा है. और इस 7 दिन के महापर्व में हमारे अपने स्वाधीनता संग्राम के जो सेनानी हैं, उनकी एक मेमोरी में विभिन्न प्रकार के आयोजन किए जा रहे हैं. 7 दिन के सर इस महापर्व में थीम बेस्ड पर्व है. ये प्रतिदिन का एक थीम डिसाइड किया है. इसको प्रिंसिपल साइंटिफिक एडवाइजर टू ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो हैं वो कोऑर्डिनेट कर रहे हैं, और नोडल एजेंसी जो हमारी विज्ञान प्रसार है उसके माध्यम से देश के हमारे विभिन्न 75 लोकेशंस पे इस महापर्व को आयोजित किया जा रहा है. यूपी में हमारे यहाँ बनारस, आगरा, प्रयागराज, लखनऊ और नोएडा, ये इन जगह पे इसका आयोजन किया जा रहा है. इसके अलावा विभिन्न शहरों में, लद्दाख, कश्मीर से लेकर के कन्याकुमारी तक विभिन्न स्थानों पे इसका आयोजन हो रहा है. आज इस महापर्व का मतलब अभी जो है नेशनल इनॉग्रेशन भी है, और हर नोडल सेंटर को इसका इनॉग्रेशन अपने सेंटर पे करना है. नेशनल इनॉग्रेशन के लिए जो उन्होंने टाइमिंग रखी है वो 5 बजे के बाद रखी है. इसी के परिप्रेक्ष्य में हमें ये भी आपको बताना है कि ये 7 दिन के इस महापर्व में जो हमें वहाँ से थीम मिले हैं, एनल्स ऑफ हिस्ट्री ऑफ साइंस, माइलस्टोन फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड ऑफ इंडियन साइंटिस्ट SNT, देन स्वदेशी पारंपरिक विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी, देन साइंस लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल, रोड एहेड फॉर द नेक्स्ट 25 years ऑफ इंडियन SNT एंड सो ऑन. 28 तारीख को हमारे राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान दिवस पे इसका समापन होगा. और इस पूरे 7 दिन के कार्यक्रम में सर जो ये थीम है, इस पे हम लोग प्रतिदिन 2 लेक्चर्स का आयोजन कर रहे हैं. उसके अलावा 75 साइंस विज्ञान आधारित फिल्म का प्रसारण किया जाएगा. उसकी यहाँ ऑफलाइन मतलब इसका यहाँ पे होगा, स्ट्रीमिंग होगी, और ऑनलाइन भी हम लोगों ने रखा है. इसके अलावा प्रतिदिन हम लोगों ने विभिन्न प्रकार के कॉम्पिटिशन्स रखे हैं, क्योंकि ये आयोजन ओपन फॉर ऑल है, न कि सिर्फ हमारे युवा वर्ग बल्कि हमारे देश के वरिष्ठ नागरिक, माताएं, बहनें, सभी को इसमें सादर आमंत्रित किया गया है. और चूँकि कल हमारे यहाँ इलेक्शन वोटिंग डे है, तो फिजिकल मोड में हम इसको कर पाना संभव नहीं है, प्रशासनिक जो नियमावली उसके आधार से. तो हम लोग कल जो इसको वर्चुअल मोड में कर रहे हैं, लेक्चर्स करेंगे, और उसके बाद की और जो एक्टिविटीज़ है, जो वर्चुअल टूर हम देंगे अपने इंस्टीट्यूट का, वो भी हम इस पर देंगे. इसके बाद 24 तारीख से विभिन्न प्रतियोगिताएं आयोजन की जाएंगी. उसमें तरह तरह की हमारी प्रतियोगिताएं, साइंस क्विज है और फैंसी ड्रेस कंपटीशन ऑन इंडियन साइंटिस्ट है, जिससे कि हमारे देश में लोग, हमारे अपने ही देश के महान वैज्ञानिकों को बहुत लोग शायद नहीं याद रख पाते हैं, और कभी कभी ऐसा भी देखने को होता है कि हम खुद ही पहचानने में भूल कर जाते हैं। तो इन्हीं चीज़ों को बढ़ावा देने के लिए हम लोगों ने विभिन्न कॉम्पिटिशन्स यहाँ पे आयोजित किए हैं। साइंस क्विज है, साइंस अंताक्षरी है, और 26 तारीख को एक साइंस लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल जो है, इसमें भी हम लोग बहुत तरीके के कंपटीशन कर रहे हैं। विज्ञान में संगीत का क्या महत्व है, उस पर भी हम लोगों ने कुछ आयोजन किया है। कोशिश की है एक दो इस तरह की सेलिब्रिटीज़ को भी बुलाया जाए जो हमारे लिए विज्ञान में कुछ अपने, जैसे कि सिंगर को भी हम लोगों ने इनवाइट किया है, संभवतः वो आ रहे हैं, और उन्होंने भी यही कोशिश की है कि विज्ञान में जो है संगीत का क्या महत्व है उसको वो यहाँ पर एक्सप्लेन कर सकें और मोटिवेट कर सकें कि हम लोग उस तरफ भी सोचें। इसके अलावा साइंस ड्रामा और साइंस बेस्ड बहुत सी एक्टिविटीज़ हैं, जैसे कि आप सभी लोग, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द केस में हमारे अभी इंटरनल आज यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट के रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स या हमारे साइंटिस्ट लोग हैं, सभी को हम लोगों ने यहाँ के प्रोग्राम शेड्यूल के बारे में डिटेल बताया है। और 28 तारीख को जब हमारा समापन समारोह होगा, तो उस दिन चूँकि हमारा राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान दिवस भी है, और प्रोफेसर के.एन. कौल मेमोरियल हम लोग उसको एक लेक्चर भी आयोजित कर रहे हैं। तो उस दिन हमारे समारोह में आदरणीय जैन जी जो है वो भी एक वक्ता हैं, और प्रोफेसर साबू उसमें एक के.एन. कौल मेमोरियल लेक्चर दे रहे हैं। इसके बाद इसका समापन होगा और प्राइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन किया जाएगा। ये जितनी भी कॉम्पिटिशन्स है सर, ये ओपन फॉर ऑल हैं, डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज हैं। सारी डिटेल्स हम लोगों ने वेब पे अवेलेबल है, और हर चीज़ के लिए ऑनलाइन सिस्टम उन्होंने रखा है, पीएसए ऑफिस से लेकर के विज्ञान प्रसार तक सबकी टाइम टू टाइम मॉनिटरिंग और लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग करनी पड़ रही है। और ये न कि हमारे राष्ट्रीय पटल पर, बल्कि ये विश्व मानचित्र पर इसका हर तरीके का डिस्प्ले है। और इसके अलावा सर, हम लोगों ने जो अपने जो जितने भी यहाँ CSIR या ICR की लैब्स या PST की लैब्स हैं, उन सभी को आमंत्रित किया है, और सभी अपने यहाँ के जितने भी उनके साइंस बेस्ड आउटकम्स हैं उसका यहाँ डिस्प्ले करेंगे। उनके एक्सपर्ट्स यहाँ उपलब्ध होंगे, क्योंकि हम लोग बहुत सी क्वेरीज ले रहे हैं, पा रहे हैं कि कोई कह रहा है कि हम लोग आना चाहते हैं, कोई जानकारी मिल सकती कि नहीं। तो हम लोग ने ऐसा रखा है कि डिफरेंट फील्ड के एक्सपर्ट्स भी यहाँ अवेलेबल होंगे, और वो जो भी हमारे जो नागरिक आ रहे होंगे उनको उनकी जितनी भी जिज्ञासा है उसका समाधान करेंगे। इसके अलावा सर, एक छोटा सा बुक फेयर का भी आयोजन उनके हिसाब से हमें करना था, तो बुक फेयर का भी किया, जिसमें पब्लिकेशन इंफॉर्मेशन डायरेक्टरेट से टीम ऑलरेडी आ चुकी है, कुछ पब्लिशर्स आ रहे हैं, लेकिन फुल फ्लेज जो हमारा जो एग्जीबिशन कम एक्सपोजिशन है वो 24 तारीख से ही हमारा शुरू हो पाएगा। अब मैं इसी के साथ आप सभी से अनुरोध करूंगा, ये हमारे लिए सौभाग्य की बात है कि आज प्रोफेसर टंडन सर हमारे बीच हैं, मुख्य अतिथि हैं। आप सभी जानते हैं कि पद्मश्री से सम्मानित भी हैं, तो ये बहुत अच्छी बात है, ये गर्व का विषय है कि सर हमारे यहाँ एक लेक्चर भी देंगे, अगले शेड्यूल में है सर का। आप सभी से यही आपसे अनुरोध है कि आप सभी इसमें जितना सक्रिय रूप में पार्टिसिपेट कर सकें आप करें, और इस महापर्व को सफल बनाएं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. I would now invite Professor S.K. Barik, Director NVRI, to deliver his welcome address and introduce the chief guest.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected chief guest of the day, Professor Pramod Tandon, Dr. Sarvatra Srivastava, Dr. P.S. Sirke, all the scientists, research and administrative staff, dear research scholars, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first thank our chief guest today, Professor Pramod Tandon, who has readily agreed to grace the occasion despite less than 12 hours notice. Yesterday night we requested him, and he was so kind to give us his consent to be the chief guest today. Thank you, sir, so much. This shows your love towards us. This program, what we are doing today, that is the inauguration of this Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate, the week-long celebration of what? Of science. We remember on this occasion the scientists who contributed immensely towards achieving the freedom for India, but they are all unsung heroes. All of us, we have studied history, full of political leaders, not a single scientific leader. Does it mean that scientists did not contribute anything towards the freedom struggle? Unfortunately, the science leaders, including us, they are unaware of this fact. And this is the surprise for many of our scientific leaders. Forget about the research scholar of today, but the scientists and scientific leaders, they are unaware of the scientific contribution of the great scientific souls, those who were working at that point of time. So that is the genesis of raising awareness, not only among the scientific communities, but also among the common mass, that no, scientists also contributed a lot towards freedom struggle. So today we are celebrating it with an aim of creating awareness among the people that yes, scientists also contributed towards freedom struggle of India in the form of doing high quality science, leaving very attractive positions abroad. They came back to India because they knew India cannot win freedom, or even if it gets freedom, it cannot prosper without science. So that was the dedication that showed at that point of time by the scientists like Dr. P.C. Ray, or Jagadish Chandra Basu, or C.V. Raman, and names are many. But how many of us we know? So this is the occasion we are trying to celebrate the history of scientists, what they did for our nation, motherland, above their own self. They left very high positions abroad and they came back to India, started establishing the laboratory. We didn't have anything. Name anybody. All of them, they started the laboratory here. And that time also, Britishers didn't allow them to function properly. Despite that, you see, likes of C.V. Raman won the Nobel Prize working in this country, on this soil. But what happened? After that generation of 1930s, why we are not winning a single Nobel Prize from this land? We have the 5th largest scientific manpower of the world. Because those days, the scientists, they were working for the science, not for their career, but for patriotic feeling. That yes, I love my country, and what I am doing for my country, and if my country progresses, if my country gets freedom, then our country will be prosperous. So that patriotic feeling was there inside them, most probably which is not there today in our mind. We are doing in a mechanical way the science. So instead of doing innovative science, we are doing incremental science. CSR is the #1 organization in this country. But where are we? Highest point we have so far achieved, the 9th in the globe. So that makes the scientific leadership in this country to think Why it is happening? We have talent. We have hardworking boys and girls. We have nothing less than anybody else, those who are now in the forefront in the global scientific scenario. So that is a matter of concern. So is it possible that igniting in the young minds how those olden days scientists were working with high patriotism that led to those innovative works? Can we repeat that story again? Yes, this आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव का साल में जिसको कि हम आज मना रहे हैं एक हफ्ता के लिए, this week, Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate, the first point is, yes, we want to dedicate this week for those great scientists who made India what we are today. Can we get inspiration from those activities? That is the number one. Of course, we must make aware each and every young generation, future generation about their dedication. But the most important part is we must celebrate. We have not won any Nobel Prize from our soil doesn't mean that we have not achieved anything. We should be proud of our achievements, what we have done. Just look at Pakistan and see India. No comparison scientifically. So not that we have not won, we have achieved a lot. So this is the time to celebrate. Yes, we must remember our history, but also we must celebrate what we have achieved. So this is the time when we list out all these functions, all these celebrations, all these brainstorming events, what we are organizing this in 1 year period, starting from August 21 to 22 August. So what we are trying to do, we are celebrating also what we have achieved. But the most important part of this celebration is yet to come. What is that? Commitment. Let us today promise we will give our best. Whoever doing whatever science, or if he is a common man, he must think scientifically. Science should be way of his life. Then only we can progress. Only a bunch of scientists or scientific research scholars or scientific teachers, science teachers in the school and colleges, they are not sufficient. Each and every citizen of this country has to think, has to plan his life in a scientific manner. But the most important is we, the scientific community, must promise today, yes, we will do the science which is out of box, innovative thinking, and we will be the number one in the world. 2047 is our target. So what should be the roadmap to achieve that? So that is the work the government of India, the whole scientific leadership in this country, they expect from us. So these are the occasions, these are the events where we should do the brainstorming, we should discuss among ourselves and commit ourselves to the nation that no, we will give our best. Not only will make the country proud, because we should be number one in the world. That is the dream each of us should dream. Thank you so much. Once again, I welcome Professor Tandon, who is to introduce him is also my task. So, you know, he has been my teacher when I was a research scholar in the Department of Botany in NEHU. Later on, I became a colleague of his. And when he was the Vice Chancellor, we were working very closely during that 5-year period. Almost every day sitting together, planning for the university. An excellent human being, a good team worker, a leader. If you see today, if anyone you go to NEHU, what it was before him and what it is today after him, a lot of difference. An institutional builder, what I mean to say. He has been empty number of universities, academic council, executive council in the establishment of several central universities, several committees of the government of India, including the highest committee, scientific advisory committee to Prime Minister. And he was the Northeast representative in the Prime Minister's Scientific Advisory Committee. So many achievements, and rightly Government of India conferred Padma Shri on him for his scientific achievements. And he has been the very active worker of the NASI, National Academy of Sciences India, including the Vice President of NASI, and many contributions. I cannot count on those things, several awards, and I think those things are small, because if some award has been given to Professor Tandon, the award itself is really, the glory of that award enhances. So he is that type of person. So, sir, thank you so much. I am really proud that we have been working together for last almost 30 years in different capacities. And today you are amidst us. And with your inspiring talk, I am sure the scientists, students, and the whole scientific community, not only of NBRI or CSR family, but the entire Uttar Pradesh will be benefited. And as I said, they will be really encouraged to do good science in future. And that ranges from the school students, science teachers, as I said, up to the top class scientists. All of them are connected on the web. And the most important is we are inaugurating before the national inauguration takes place. So truly, Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate is being inaugurated by you. I welcome once again each one of you to this great celebration week long. Please do participate in great number. Don't wait for any invitation from anybody. It is your program. You participate and you make it successful. Nobody is there to invite you. Please participate in great number and make it successful. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request our chief guest of the day, Dr. Pramod Tandon, to please come on the dais and grace us with his words.
Professor Barik, director of this prestigious national institution, Dr. Sharke, Dr. Sharad Sharvastav, and I see many friends sitting here, Professor Tripathi, and because of the mask, you cannot really make out who all are present here, but I know that many of our friends and colleagues are here, research students and staff, ladies and gentlemen. I am truly delighted to be in your midst this afternoon at the inaugural function of the week-long Festival of Science and Technology, Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate, being held at CSIR NBRI, Lucknow. It is heartening to see that Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Ministry of Culture, Vigyan Prasar, DST, Government of India have decided to celebrate the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav throughout the country. 75 locations, so many different events. It's really going to be a big celebration across the country. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, or Self-Reliant India campaign, is the vision of New India envisaged by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. The aim is to make the country and its citizens independent and self-reliant in all senses, in all aspects. Prime Minister Modi further outlined 5 different pillars of Atmanirbhar Bharat, namely economy, infrastructure, system, vibrant demography, and demand. To commemorate the monumental occasions, different government departments, different institutions, be it private or government, across the country, are hosting set of activities for a resurgent Atmanirbhar Bharat. I'll try to narrate how I have seen the growth and development of our great nation right from my childhood in the independent India. I will choose some topics on which I will share my views with you. Agriculture. मुझे अच्छी तरह से स्मरण है कि जब मैं छोटा सा बच्चा था तो हमारे यहाँ खाद्यान्नों की बहुत कमी थी और गेहूं PL 480 के अंतर्गत भारत में आता था। वो भी राशन से हम लोगों को दिया जाता था और उसको पहले धोना पड़ता था, फिर सुखा करके पीस के उसकी रोटी जो बनाते थे वो आज यदि बच्चों को दी जाए तो वो संभवतः नहीं खाएंगे। बिल्कुल ग्रे कलर, काला कलर हो जाता था, ऐसी स्थिति थी। और ये PL 480 के बारे में मैं आपको जो यंगस्टर्स यहाँ पे बैठे हैं बताना चाहूँगा। PL 480 enables food deficit friendly countries to purchase US agricultural commodities with local currency, thus saving foreign exchange reserves and relieving US grain surplus. उस समय पर समुद्र में वो अनाज फेंकते थे, इतना उनके पास था, लेकिन हमें रुपए से वो खरीदना होता था और उन रुपयों से मैं आपको बताऊं कुछ अच्छे काम भी किए गए, जैसे बड़े बड़े इंस्टीट्यूशंस IITs स्थापित किए गए। The history of agriculture in India dates back to the Indus Valley civilization. India is a global agricultural powerhouse now. It is the world's largest producer of milk, pulses, and spices, and has the world's largest cattle herd, buffaloes, as well as the largest area under wheat, rice, and cotton. ये आज़ादी के बाद हुआ है और आप देखें कि हम कहाँ तक प्रगति और उन्नति कर सके हैं इस क्षेत्र में। It is the second largest producer of rice, wheat, cotton, sugarcane, farmed fish, sheep and goat meat, fruit, vegetables, and tea. India ranks first in the world with highest net cropped area, followed by US and China. India's food grains, consisting of rice, wheat, pulses, and coarse cereals, production is over 316 million metric ton now. We are now self-sufficient in pulses and edible oils, which we used to import to meet the growing demands of our country. ये कुछ सालों में हुआ है, पिछले 4-5 वर्षों में ये एक चेंज देखने को मिला है कि वैज्ञानिकों ने इतनी उन्नत प्रकार की और गुणवत्ता से संपूर्ण उपज की जिससे कि हम ये संभव कर पाए हैं। विडंबना दूसरी है कि इतना अनाज आज हमारे देश में उगाया जा रहा है, फिर भी भारत ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स में 110 पर है। वो वितरण की समस्या है, वो साइंटिस्ट की समस्या नहीं है। मैं समझता हूं कि आज की सरकार उस ओर भी प्रयास कर रही है कि कैसे जन जन तक अनाज पहुंचाया जाए और काफी हद तक उसमें सफलता भी मिली है। While agriculture's share in Indian economy has progressively declined to less than 15% due to the high growth rates of the industrial and service sectors. These sectors have taken away farmers. आप देखेंगे कि आज गांव से शहर की ओर किसान जा रहे हैं, काश्तकार जा रहे हैं काम की तलाश में, और उसका प्रभाव हमारे किसानों के उपज पर भी पड़ा है। The challenges are multifaceted, but at the same time, smart solutions are available now that have the potential to generate triple wins, that is, increase productivity, जिसका कि मैंने अभी आपको बताया, enhance climate resilience. Now, climate change is an imminent feature across the globe, and we need to work to develop varieties, crops that would be able to adapt to climate change, which is present today, and it's going to be more in times to come. And make agriculture climate smart by reducing damaging emissions. These solutions can be deployed at scales if current farmer support programs are fully aligned with the government's target to double farmers' income. सरकार ने यह भी कहा है कि किसानों की आमदनी दुगनी हो, तो इसके लिए भी मैं समझता हूं कि हमारे वैज्ञानिकों ने अपना योगदान दिया है. At the time of green revolution, taking India's food system forward will require bold decisions. Now is the time to take them. फिर बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, जिसका कि मैं छात्र रहा हूं और हूं, उसके बारे में कुछ चर्चा करेंगे. The market size is $51 billion. That was in the year 2019. And let us see at the countries' ranking across the globe. Third largest biotech destinations, thank you, in the Asia Pacific region. Among top 12 destinations for biotechnology in the world, 3% share in global biotech industry. Second highest number of US FDA approved manufacturing plants outside USA. This is also a big credit that the country has this distinction of so many FDA approved labs present here. Largest producer of BT cotton in the world. Number one producer of hepatitis B vaccine recombinant. Home to large number of biotech startups, and they are increasing by the day. The major segments in which we have excelled belong to biopharmaceuticals, bioservices, and bioagriculture. फिर एक दूसरा क्षेत्र जो मैंने चुना है आपसे चर्चा करने के लिए, वो टेलीकम्युनिकेशंस. मुझे याद है मेरे बचपन में लखनऊ शहर में बहुत गिने चुने फोन होते थे, जिनकी की संख्या मैं समझता हूं 200 से अधिक ना होगी. और जो टेलीफोन सेट होता था उसमें एक क्रैंक होता था जिसको आप घुमाते थे, और उधर से मुझे याद है कि सरबाग में एक टेलीफोन एक्सचेंज हुआ करती थी छोटी सी, तो वहां से एक महिला उत्तर देती थी, नंबर प्लीज, एंड यू हैव टू टेल 105, 103 and she will connect you to that person. ये स्थिति थी जबकि मैं 5-6 साल का था, जिसका कि मुझे स्मरण है. और आज देखिए कहाँ हैं हम. India's telecommunication network is the second largest in the world by number of telephone users, both landline and mobile phones. With close to 1,200 million subscribers as on 31st of January 2021. It has one of the lowest call tariffs. आप देखिए कि हम फोन करते हैं किसी को तो ऑलमोस्ट फ्री है जो भी आप दे रहे हैं, ना रिसीव करने वाले को पैसा देना है ना हमें देना है, except for the subscriber rates, the plans that you choose. It's just the opposite in US. If I call my brother, he has to pay. हमें तो देना ही, उन्हें भी देना है. तो आप देखें कि इस तरह की प्रगति टेलीकम्युनिकेशन के क्षेत्र में भी हुई है. एंड वी हैव द सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट इंटरनेट यूजर बेस विथ क्लोज टू 747 million broadband internet subscribers across the country. Telecommunication has supported the socio-economic development of India and has played a significant role to narrow down the rural-urban digital divide to some extent. It has also helped to increase the transparency of governance with the introduction of e-governance in many offices in our country. The government has pragmatically used modern telecommunication facilities to deliver mass education programs for the rural folk of our country. आज गांव में भी बच्चे बैठकर पढ़ सकते हैं, वह अपने ड्रीम्स को रियलिटी में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। ये संभव हो सका है टेलीकम्युनिकेशन और एजुकेशनल प्रोग्राम्स के द्वारा। Now we are heading towards next generation networks. Thanks to the scientists of ISRO, we have large number of satellites helping us in this endeavor. फिर मैं चर्चा करूंगा हेल्थ के विषय में हमने क्या किया है। फिर से कहूंगा कि जब हम बच्चे थे तो गिनी चुनी 5 दवाइयां होती थीं, सल्फाडाइजीन, सल्फाथाइजोल, सल्फागुआनिडीन, पेनिसिलिन, कार्बोनेट मिक्सचर इत्यादि। और मिक्सचर जो दिया जाता था, डॉक्टर देते थे, वो एक शीशी में मिक्स करके सब और कागज के काट करके लेबल्स बनाते थे जिससे कि पता रहे कि इतनी खुराक आपको एक समय में लेनी है। ये स्थिति थी। Now healthcare has become one of the largest sector in our country, both in terms of revenue and employment. Healthcare companies, hospitals, medical devices, clinical trials, outsourcing, telemedicine, medical tourism, health insurance, and medical equipment have all become so very relevant and important in the present day context. Many people in Europe who are not able to get healthcare there would travel to India, get themselves operated, receive best of the healthcare treatment and go back to their country. People have better health in general due to better diagnostic tools, early detection and use of effective medicines together with computer aided and robotic surgical procedures. आज संभव है कि अमेरिका में बैठा डॉक्टर भारत में ऑपरेशन करे और ऐसा हो रहा है। People with meager means are receiving the free treatment under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, a very big initiative taken up by the government. और साथ में ही आज मेडिकल इंस्टीट्यूशंस जो हैं वो दुगने हो गए हैं पिछले 5 सालों में। India is a land full of opportunities for players in the medical devices industry. Strong Indian pharmaceutical industry, affordable medicines, competitive in the world scenario are salient achievements. India is the largest vaccine producer worldwide. We have eradicated polio, and we are all aware how well we did in COVID-19 pandemic, where we have been able to produce vaccine and vaccinate such a large number of people across the country. And I think we should take pride in this, that due to the efforts of doctors, scientists, and able government, this has been made possible. Being the world's second most populous country and one of its fastest growing economies, we experience both challenges and opportunities in context of public health. India is a hub for pharmaceutical and biotechnology industries, world-class scientists, clinical trials and hospitals, yet country faces daunting public health challenges like child malnutrition. Malnutrition is a major concern amongst the rural population. High rates of neonatal and maternal mortality, growth in non-communicable diseases, high rates of road traffic accidents, and other health-related issues. And these are the areas in which I think more efforts need to be put in. फिर अगला क्षेत्र मैंने हेल्थ हायर एजुकेशन का चुना है, जिससे कि मैं और डॉक्टर बारिक दोनों ही कई वर्षों से जुड़े हुए हैं। मुझे स्मरण है कि बचपन में हम एक स्लेट लेते थे और एक चौक, उससे लिखकर, चाहे वो इंग्लिश, हिंदी या गणित सीखना हो, वो उसी पर होता था। आज बिल्कुल वो बदल गया है और आपके पास मॉडर्न टूल्स हैं, टेक्निक्स हैं टीचिंग और लर्निंग के लिए। इंडिया हैज अ publicly funded higher education system that is third largest in the world, next to United States and China. आज लगभग 1000 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ और हायर एजुकेशन लर्निंग के इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, चाहे वो आईआईटीज़ हों, आईआईएम हों, ट्रिपल आईआईटीज़ हों, एनआईटीज़ हों, पूरे देश में जहाँ जहाँ इनकी आवश्यकता है वहाँ पर ये स्थापित किए गए हैं. Challenges. In the last 30 years, higher education in India has witnessed rapid and impressive growth. The increase in the number of institutions is, however, disproportionate to the quality of education that is being dispersed. हमें ध्यान देना है क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन पर, और इस क्षेत्र में अभी एक नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 बनाई गई है, और मेरा मानना है कि यदि इसका अनुपालन सही तरीके से करेंगे पूरे राष्ट्र में, तो इस समस्या से भी हमें मुक्ति मिलेगी. This policy proposes the revision and revamping of both schools and higher education in all aspects of education structure, including its regulation and governance, to create a new system that is aligned with the aspiration goals of 21st century education, including Sustainable Development Goal 4, while building up India's tradition and value systems. This would ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all by 2030. ये कार्यक्रम मैंने देखा कि इससे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर भी जुड़ा हुआ है, और as this event is celebrated by Ministry of Culture, let's celebrate the diversity of our country by showcasing the lesser known places of India. As Professor Barak mentioned during his address, both him and I served in Northeast India for many decades. Northeastern region of our country is rich in cultural, ethnic, linguistic, and biodiversities. NER is home to more than 250 tribes, speaking more than 200 languages and dialects, all trying to preserve their ethnic identities. They have astounding traditional knowledge. मैं सिर्फ 2 उदाहरण देना चाहूँगा. इस क्षेत्र में एक काम जो कि नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न हिल यूनिवर्सिटी के साइंटिस्ट ने किया, कि ट्राइबल लोग अगर बच्चों को वर्म्स होते हैं तो फ्लेमेंजिया वेस्टेटा के अंडरग्राउंड ट्यूबर्स, रूट ट्यूबर्स लेकर उनकी पील उनको खिला देते हैं और वर्म्स एक्सपेल हो जाते हैं. और बाकी वैसे अंदर का जो है सफ़ेद स्टार्ची सब्सटेंस वो खाने के लिए यूज होता है, लेकिन जब एक्सपेल करना हो वर्म्स को तो वो ब्राउन स्किन जैसा पार्ट जो है बाहर का वो दिया जाता है. और इसके ऊपर वैज्ञानिक शोध हुआ, एंड दे फाउंड दैट इट कंटेन्स जेनेस्टाइन, द एक्टिव प्रिंसिपल दैट इज एंटी हेलमेंटिक. तो जो ज्ञान हमारे ट्रेडिशनल हीलर्स के पास है, आवश्यकता है कि उसको आज हम पता करें, और सिर्फ यही नहीं कि पता करके वहीं उसको छोड़ दें कि क्या है एक्टिव प्रिंसिपल, लेकिन उससे ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल्स तक पहुंचने की कोशिश करें. क्योंकि आपको ज्ञात होगा कि जितनी भी प्रिस्क्रिप्शन ड्रग्स हैं, 4 में से 1 वो आज प्लांट बेस्ड है. दूसरी चीज मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा, प्रोफेसर बारिक and myself together we established a rural bioresource center, and a small initiative that we had taken up with regard to Lakadong Haldi, turmeric from Jawai. It has highest curcumin content. The people of that area did not know how to properly cultivate, process, dry, and even extract out oleoresins, etc. Professor Barak directly worked with them. I was the Vice Chancellor, I did not have enough time to go there. But then they were told about the cultural practices, They were told how to dry, and all the equipments needed for this were placed, housed there in their village. How to extract oleoresin from haldi. Now, small self-help groups of women in that part were created. That small effort has turned around that area into an economically viable proposition. People of that area are reaping the benefits now. And you would be very happy to note that one of the ladies from that group has received Padma Shri this year, Mrs. Trinity Sayo. Now you can see that sometimes making small little efforts can yield very high dividends, will change the economies, change the socio-economic fabric structure of that area. The rural people in the region of Northeast have always known that crops and forests meant their survival. Therefore, there is a need for integration of indigenous and community knowledge systems related to biodiversity to mainstream knowledge systems. The conservation, sustainable utilization, and management of biodiversity and the environment in which we live will be the key to the survival and economic well-being of humankind. We should work for economy based on sustainable development and new biological technologies, and look for growth drivers of emerging technologies and innovation ecosystems, about which Professor Barik also mentioned. Ponder and find out solution to why are there still fewer women in STEM. I'm happy to see that in this hall, women, if not more, are at least 50% of the team. But this is not the case across the country. And there is a need to gender gap has to close. Then I can talk something about science and research development in India. We are ranked 52nd in the Global Innovation Index in 2019 and 50th on gross expenditure in R&D, though there is a need to invest more to reap the benefits. Investment in research and development is increasing rapidly and providing attractive opportunities to the youth. This is the time when youth of our country should choose science as a career and contribute to the national building. We are top exporter of IT products, have third largest pharma sector. Ministry of Science and Technology has started several new schemes to encourage youth to take up science as a career. Increased involvement of private players is visible now. Government policies to make people science-centric. Now, there are a few other things in this area which I would like to mention. The government is extensively promoting research parks, technology business incubators, and biotech parks. And I'm sure that at your institution also, you have such facilities where industry can come and participate in your research endeavors and reap the benefits. New frontiers on artificial intelligence, as well as in gene editing, open up many new opportunities. In October 2020, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi inaugurated RAISE 2020, a mega virtual summit on artificial intelligence to exchange ideas on using AI for social transformation, inclusion, and empowerment areas of healthcare, agriculture, education, and smart mobility, and others. Significant developments in nuclear energy sectors are likely as India looks to expand its nuclear capacity. Nanotechnology is expected to transform India's pharmaceutical industry. Gurudev Surya Kuradev from Surya from Kuradev Pharmaceuticals has signed a $500 million contract with Roche to develop a small molecule. Now, this is an area, drug designing, discovery of newer molecules. I know I was reading just a couple of days back that CDRI perhaps has gone in a molecule that would help in overcoming the problems of Alzheimer. So this is an area where our youngsters can really participate. Government of India, through the Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2013, among other things, aspires to position India among the world's top 5 scientific powers. In a space research organization has launched several missions, and they are going to launch human mission, Indian human mission soon. Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2020, targeting to become Atmanirbhar. All new initiatives like Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, Digital India, and Swachh Bharat Abhiyan are some way or the other based on science and technology inputs. And we have scope to contribute in each of them. There are many facets of growth and development of our great nation, and all those need to be strengthened to meet the challenges of future. It is imperative to motivate youth of our country to participate actively in nation building, and we need to convert their dreams into reality. I understand that various programs on science and technology, comprising lectures by eminent scientists, poster exhibition, book exhibition, screening of videos, and competitions for school college students on science-based themes will be organized during this week at CSIR and BRI. I wish these events grand success. It should be the endeavor of all of us, particularly the youth of our nation, to ensure that our country becomes self-reliant in a short span of time, as envisaged by Prime Minister Modi. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your kind, encouraging words and for sharing your precious memories from the childhood, as well as updating us, as well as I would say proudly updating us about the various advances that a country made. Thank you. Now I would request Dr. P. A. Shirke, sir, for vote of thanks.
Thank you. Before I propose my vote of thanks, I would request that we show our gratitude to our chief guest with a small memento. Well, it's my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks. It has been really a great pleasure to see the audience, our auditorium full after a long period of time. So this is the first major event that we are holding because of the corona pandemic. So we are really meeting after a very long time in this auditorium. And it was really a privilege for us to have with us the chief guest for today's program, Professor Pramod Tandon. He has been really a true friend and well-wisher of CSIR and BRI, because whenever NBRI has called him, he has always made a point to be amongst us. And as Professor Barik just told in the beginning, that he was invited at the notice of just 12 hours. So it really shows his interest and love for CSIR and BRI. Thank you very much, sir, for
gracing this occasion by your presence. And it is always a pleasure to listen to him, because whenever he speaks, his words are always of wisdom. And he has summarized the last 75 years of scientific achievements in different areas that India has made. Thank you very much for the same, sir. And I should always also thank Vigyan Prasar, under whose aegis this program is being held, the week-long program. It's a science festival. Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate, and different activities will be held in this 1 week. So thank you, Vigyan Prasad, for giving this opportunity to CSR in BRI. We are the nodal for the whole of Uttar Pradesh. I thank Professor S.K. Barik, our director, for his constant encouragement. He is always there for us whenever there is any need. I thank Sharad Srivastava, the convener of this program, who has taken all the pains and efforts in this past 1 week or more than that, where he has been constantly working for the different teams of various activities that are going to be held in this week-long program. I thank each and every volunteer members, different nodal persons, all the students who are involved in the designing and planning this week-long activities. Different activities will be held during this period. Thank you, all the nodal persons and the research scholars. I thank the media persons who are covering this activity. And in the end, I thank each and every one of you for gracing this occasion. And I'm sure you all will make this a week-long program a grand success. Thank you very much.
I would like to request Dr. Sharad Srivastava to come forward. अब मैं ऑडिटोरियम हॉल में उपस्थित सभी लोगों से निवेदन करूंगी कि वे राष्ट्रगान के लिए खड़े हो जाएं।
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा, तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ